I'm still one. They say love's like a BBL. You won't know if it's real until you feel one. Can I feel it? Can I feel it? Can I feel it? Can I feel one? Can I feel it? Can I feel it? Can I feel?
The great Aubrey Graham once said, "They say love's like a BBL. You won't know if it's real until you feel one." And if I'm being really honest, the first time I heard it, I was like, wow, that's deep. But it's because I overthink everything, right? Even things like this. At first, it sounds like just another Freddie Drake line. But the more I sat with it, the more I started to dissect it. Love, like a BBL. It's a metaphor that seems funny, even absurd. But once you really break it down, it's all about how we see things, what we want, and what's real. A Brazilian butt lift, or BBL, for those unfamiliar with the term, is a transformation. It's an enhancement designed to meet a specific standard of beauty, a perfected version of something that already existed, or not. It's meant to look real, feel real, but the truth is that you don't really know until you touch it, until you experience it. And love isn't so different. I've experienced love in two ways. The first was when I fell in love with the idea of a person, the version I created in my head. Their best traits amplified, their flaws ignored. I wasn't in love with them, I was in love with the role I wanted them to play in my life. The second was when I fell in love with the person in their entirety. The version wasn't edited or filtered. The real, sometimes messy, sometimes frustrating reality of who she was. But how do you tell the difference when you don't know better? Because in the beginning they both feel the same. They both look good, feel good, and for a moment they both convince you they are real. Until you realize one is just a well-shaped deception, something crafted to look good, but lacking the substance to hold itself together over time. Just like a BBL, the first kind of love is smooth, sculpted, designed to be desirable. You hold it, you admire it, you think it's exactly what you've always wanted. But when you get close enough, when you really feel it, you start noticing what's off. The weight is distributed wrong. The movement doesn't match the feeling, the illusion starts to crack, and suddenly what felt like love turns into something else entirely. Something staged, something hollow, something that was never real in the first place. Then there's the other kind of love, the one that doesn't need enhancements. It's real, and because it's real, it's imperfect. It's not always symmetrical, not always easy to carry, but it's authentic. And when you feel that kind of love, you just know. He doesn't try too hard. He doesn't have to. It's a whole, and because of that, it's enough. But to know the difference, you have to go through it. You have to feel the fake one before you can recognize the real one. And that's the painful part, because sometimes you don't know you've been loving an illusion until you're deep in it. So yeah, love is like a BBL. You won't know if it's real until you feel one. When making this video, it also made me think about the way we consume love today. How often do we treat relationships like things? Something to be curated and displayed, rather than something to be nurtured and felt. We live in a world where love is performative. It is measured in likes, comments, and matching aesthetics. People fall for potential, for projections, for the perfectly framed version of someone that fits into their own narrative. People don't just want to love, they want to be seen loving. They want to fall in love, but only if it looks good from the outside. They want someone who fits the frame rather than someone who fits their soul. And just like a BBL, this kind of love might look flawless. It might get admiration. It might even feel amazing for a while. But the thing with illusions is that they require constant upkeep. And at some point, when life gets real, the facade cracks. The shape looks good, but does it move right? Does it feel right? if love doesn't feel right, is it even real? And something else that he says in the song is, can I feel it? And to me, it's about proof. Love, at its core, it's about feeling. It's not about appearances, it's about depth. But we've been conditioned to doubt our own senses, to question what is real, because so much around us is fake. So we overthink, we second guess, we ask ourselves, can I trust this? Or is it just another illusion? And maybe that's why Drake's line hit me so hard. Because I laughed, but deep down, I know it's true. In the end, maybe it doesn't matter whether love is real, like a BBL. What matters is the willingness to feel it anyway. Because love, like life, requires bravery. It asks us to step up into uncertainty, to risk being deceived, and to trust that somewhere in the messiness, there is truth. Maybe in the end, the feeling is enough. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in 14 days for the next video. Bye-bye.
Sometimes I think to myself, what if I was somebody else? Would your ass still be here? What if I had a CDL, leaving out an STL on the way to ATL in a big 18 wheel? Would your ass still be here? Would your ass still be here? Would you like Ed like you love Drake? Love said like you love Drake. Love Greg like you love Drake. Love said like you love Drake. Don't you say that you love drinks? Don't you say that you love drinks? Don't you say